This is a question from Quora.com, and it asks, what is the direction of the magnetic field? What direction does the magnetic field take? Magnetism is like any other quantum phenomenon. It travels straight out and goes all the way in. The popular conception is that it moves and it goes around the magnet and comes in. It moves and goes around. No, that is wrong. It is wrong because when you throw iron filings around a magnet, let's say this is a magnet, when you throw iron filings around the magnet, those iron filings become magnetized. You can't, it's an interference. They cannot show you the magnetic field. What they can show you is the behavior of magnetized iron filings inside a magnetic field. So an iron filing would be, over here, when it's magnetized here, it would be like this, or let's say like this. When it's over here, it will magnetize like this, and over here, it will magnetize like this. That is the property of the iron filings around a magnetic field, the interference pattern they create around the magnetic field. But in reality, just think of the absurdity of it. I know people do not like to learn because of this constant competition about who is the better, which race is better. But think about the absurdity of it. You are saying there's a quantum phenomena, it lives here, it is north, and then it changes and becomes south. This phenomena is always constantly changing, becoming north, south. That doesn't even make sense. But they don't want to think about it like that because they're being taught by somebody they don't want to teach. A magnet, it moves. These iron filings around are just interference patterns caused by the magnetic field. Those iron filings themselves become magnets. You understand? They are not they become magnets themselves. So what exactly? There is nothing you're getting out of that except that the magnetic field is quantized. As you see that there'll be a bash here, there'll be a band here, a band here. That's because of the quantization of the magnetic field. And quantization means, there'll be strong points like around an electron. Around an atom, around the nucleus. Electrons can take such different bands, you understand? So that's all what's happening with the magnetic field. The direction of the magnetic field is that this thing comes out. When it comes out of here, it goes all the way and loses energy. When it comes out of here, it goes all the way. It's when you magnetize something and those iron filings will have a north and south to them, understand? So they're quantized. They're not quantized, they're magnetized. So you can't tell anything from that about the magnetic field itself. There's nothing you can tell about the direction of the magnetic field from something, because there's millions of magnets around it. So which magnetic field are you measuring? You have to measure this, what is coming out of this on its own. And that's what I did. Just what is coming out of this. You don't start throwing iron around it. You're causing an interference pattern. You understand? So that's it. That's why things like the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, they bring down interviews, because it's a constant competition. And the sad thing about this competition is physics is reaching its limits. That's why physics graduates are now some of the most highly unemployed people. It's reaching its limits. And basic things, because now you don't want, but it's mostly been covered, all this quantum stuff. It's new stuff that's coming. So just remember that. It's like any other quantum phenomenon. It's not a goddamn virtual particle. Just because you pay somebody lots of money to tell it's a virtual particle you can't measure, that's obvious lies. You can pay them $1 trillion, it's still a lie. The magnetic field moves here, it goes out in a straight line. It moves out and moves just like any other quantum phenomenon. It's not magic. They want to make it like it's a special case of magic. So that's it. That's the direction of the magnetic field. This idea of something changing from north to south, from south to north. That's bizarre. It's like saying an electron changes to a positron, back to electron. I mean, it's just garbage. Okay, it's garbage. It's not quantum thinking at all. There you are, it moves in a straight line.